Hello and welcome to the Bear Down Breakdown here on Sports Tree LTD. Folks, I'm your host, Conner Rowntree, and as always on this NFL show, we're going to jump in and tell you the only undefeated teams remaining in the NFL, and there's just one. It was my sleeper team. I sound like a mom at this point, just a broken record. The Arizona Cardinals, make sure you watch out for them. Getting into our injury report as of October 21st, as it pertains to your fantasy lineups at home, Michael Gallup is on the IR with the Cowboys with that lingering calf injury. Now, as for Baker Mayfield, that is the focus of this injury report. He tore his left shoulder last week, and he still wanted to play on Thursday Night Football against the Broncos. He will not be playing. It will be Case Keenum under center. Getting into our fantasy up and down now, folks, we're going to start with a tight end that you have to put up and into your lineup because tight ends, well, they're quite hard to find. If Hunter Henry is available, make sure you add him and start him this week. He's got touchdowns in 3 consecutive games and obviously has become Mac Jones' go-to red zone target, averaging 4 receptions across the last 3 weeks. Make sure you put him up and into your lineup. Folks, if you need a running back, make sure you get on it right now because he's starting on Thursday Night Football. It's Ernst Johnson. Nick Chubb, IR. Kareem Hunt, IR. That means Johnson will be the featured back on first and second down for this Browns team that loves to pound the rock, especially because they're missing Baker Mayfield. As for downs, folks, that's going to have to be Baker Mayfield and Teddy Bridgewater. Baker Mayfield isn't even going to be able to play this Thursday. He's got a torn shoulder, and we see him elude all those sacks and extend plays. It's going to be hard to do and hard to push guys off when you don't have a shoulder at 100%. As for Teddy Bridgewater, he suffered a foot injury last week, and now he's got to deal with that Browns pass rush. He does not do well under the pass rush. We saw that when he was in Minnesota against teams like the Chicago Bears. I like him to get pressured tonight by Myles Garrett, and it could be a stressful night for him. Getting into our breakdown segment of the show, quickly going to recap that Bears-Packers game. The Bears, well, they put up a heck of a fight down to the final minutes, but here's the thing. The Packers had Aaron Rodgers. They're the better team, winning 24-14. They were deeper, but it's a good sign for Bears fans moving forward that Justin Fields looked pretty solid. He was able to control a bit of the offense. Khalil Herbert rushing for 97 yards was always a good thing, and the defense was able to get home to Aaron Rodgers and keep it competitive early. So all good signs, but the Packers are still the team to beat in the NFC North. Getting into the Bear Down segment of our show now, folks, we're going to preview the Chicago Bears game against the reigning champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay this coming Sunday, and I'm going to give you a little pick for the game as well. And unfortunately, folks, well, it is my birthday. I think Tom Brady's going to blow up my Bears and the candles on my cake, and I don't think it's going to be a good day, and here's why. He's thrown 17 touchdowns already this season to just 3 interceptions, and he's leading the league, averaging 344 pass yards per game. The Bears' pass defense has been their kryptonite this season, and the fact they have to cover 3 wide receiver ones this week on the road with a depleted defensive backcourt, it's going to be a long day in Tampa Bay. Rodgers shredded the Bears last week for a passer rating of 128 and a pair of touchdowns, and that's not what you want to see when Tom Brady is next on the docket. However, like last week, the Bears do have a very slim path to victory, and all starts with that pass rush. We saw it last season. Tom Brady doesn't like to get hit when the Bears beat Tampa Bay, upset them at Soldier Field. The Bears lead the NFL in sacks this season, but here's a problem. Robert Quinn, edge rusher, he's out on IR with COVID. And the Buccaneers are surrendering the 5th fewest sacks in the NFL. Another problem for that defensive front is they're going to have to deal with Leonard Fournette, who can grind down any defense over 4 quarters. The Bears are going to have to let their defense breathe, so rushing the ball and moving it efficiently on offense is huge. Rookie Khalil Herbert looked great last week, rushing for nearly 100 yards and a touchdown on 5.1 yards per carry. Again, however, Tampa Bay has an answer. They possess the NFL's best rush defense. Justin Fields will need to prove he's a different kind of special on Sunday if the Bears are to have any sort of chance against Tampa Bay. I just don't like this matchup for the Bears. Make sure you take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Getting into our Thursday Night Football preview now, folks, it is the Broncos versus the Browns, and history would favor the Broncos in this matchup. They're 24-6 all-time, including playoffs against the Browns, and have won 12 out of the last 13 meetings. On top of that, the Browns have allowed at least 35 points in 2 consecutive weeks. What's going on with their defense? Teddy Bridgewater, he can sit back and make accurate passes, so make sure that you take the Broncos in this one. I know they're the underdogs, but I like them on the road. Yes, Case Keenum played well under Kevin Stefanski in Minnesota. He went 11-3 as a starter and had a career high in passing TDs that season. But on a short week, I like Vic Fangio's defense to eat the Browns alive. Kyle Fuller will take away those passing lanes from Case Keenum. While I like Keenum to ball out and possibly rush and put his heart and soul on the line, I like the Broncos Broncos in this one, and I like the less than 41.5 points. So make sure you take the under and take the underdog Broncos on the road. All right, folks, we've been staying alive in our Survivor Pool picks, and hopefully you've been playing along with us at home so you're outliving your competition. In Week 1, we used the Kansas City Chiefs. In Week 2, we used the Denver Broncos. We used the Raiders in Week 3, Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Week 4. Week 5, we saw the Ravens. Week 6, the LA Rams. And Week 7, we are taking the Arizona Cardinals. I sound like a mother at this point. As I said, you've heard it once, you've heard it 26,000 times. Arizona Cardinals, my sleeper team. Take them this weekend to smack the Texans around at home. Take the Cardinals for the love of God. As for a trivia question for this week's edition of the Bear Down Breakdown to get you in to win a pair of NFL tickets to see any team you want, here's your question. Which NFL franchise has the most undefeated and untied regular seasons in NFL history? Which franchise has the most perfect seasons? Head on over to sportstree.ltd.com right now. Hit sign up or sign in. And remember that upgrading your subscription is an upgrading your chances to win up to $15,000 a year and tickets to see your favorite teams play live. Folks, I'm Conner Rowntree, and remember to hit it hard.